So if we are going to open our rail surface tool, and then I'm going to select the left profile and the modified hand profile on the right, and then select my two rails. Alias is creating a surface for us that is physically, of course, correct and looks nearly good from the side, but not from here. And as you can see, the hand profile somewhat repeats a little bit along the side, and then to the left edge it starts blending over into the left profile. And of course that makes sense, because all we give alias to work with is just this profile and this profile, and then it has to interpolate and blend between those two different curves by using the rail, or the two rails for sweeping directions. And that is, for example, where those curves I have here come in handy. So let's see what happens if we maybe select three curves. So my first, my second, so one kind of like in the middle, and then the last, the hand profile. You could click go, or you can also press spacebar. That is kind of like enter. And then I click the first and the second rail, and let's take a look how this one looks like. And if I rotate, you can see that there is still something going on, a little bit annoying. The side is already interestingly actually pretty good, but kind of oddly, alias is between this curve and this curve here. While those two curves do not have any information about the hand part, it is somewhat deforming the surfaces in between, as there is like another invisible hand profile in between. So by using only three profiles, it seems also not to work. So I needed more. And if I now go ahead and say rail 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, click go, rail 1, rail 2. Let's turn off the curves. And now this is nice and even. So you see, I just needed more curves to force alias to work in a way how I want it to be. But now, how did I actually get those curves? I did not draw those by hand. I actually duplicated those curves. So let me select those and hide them. Yep. And you as well. And then I only want one rail. One generation curve. My two rails. And there you can see already where I have my curves from. See there? They are the natural, kind of like subdivisions. And those I can use together with the curve extract tool. Let me put this curve actually on this layer. And then to extract those curves, you can go to curve edit, duplicate, and then you simply click on those lighter greenish lines and then that takes kind of like that edge and redraws it for you, or you're extracting the curve. Here in Alias I call it duplicate curve. In other programs that, for example, would be called extract curve. And the surface, if I delete it, then there you can see that I have those surfaces left over. Now in my design I also have one additional curve here, and to create that curve I created a rail between those two curves using two generation curves, and then I click my two rail surfaces. And you see here that there is a horizontal line I could extract, but that's not the one I want. I would like to have one kind of like the center here. So to do this, you could, for example, go to Object Edit and then go to the Patch Precision tool and, for example, select the surface and maybe type in 3. And then you see that there is now another dotted line. That dotted line actually is clickable, so I can go to Duplicate Curve and then click on it. And then there we have that curve. That's the way how you, for example, if you need additional curves and you want to be 100% sure that all these curves are on the circle or on your two rails, then just create a rather simplified surface and then extract the curves from that surface, because this way you're 100% sure, because you created a surface that was using the two rails, that then those curves you extract I also start and end on those rails.